Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to video message number 29.
Let's smack it in the ass.
What's one move in bed that makes a man go crazy every time?
Oh, you gotta give him that huck and spit on that thing. You get me?
Oh, that's nice.
Listen up, the ratings just came in for last month. We are number one. We just grabbed every key demographic. Super duper, gang. Yeah. Super duper. That's nice. Way to go. Neato, gang. Yes. Boy, that is good news.
I saw a dog wearing a sweater. I thought that looked ridiculous. Because dogs don't have arms. If you're going to put clothes on a dog, try like 2 pairs of pants. 2 little pairs of skinny jeans. Collie walking by. Hey, that dog plays bass. Halloween's my favorite holiday because you don't have to celebrate it with your family. What are you doing for Halloween? I gotta fly back east and go trick-or-treating with my parents.
I like the Alaskan pipeline.
Oh my God! The finish line is waiting.
Hey, it's Mark Rosen. Let's talk butts.
You hear the distant thunder.
What?
There's lightning in your stride.
What?
Well, here we are. This is what I would guess Mark Parrish thought of it was like when he got to play in games. You're on the 4th line with Zach and I, and one of us isn't going to the net, so good luck on scoring any goals, Parrish.
We're flipping a coin on who gets to play center to lose the face-off.
Yeah, this is 4th line. Everybody else got sick, and here we are. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. It's Friday, October 4th. It's a beautiful day outside. It's a perfect fall day, a perfect beginning to the best time of the year. It's Mark Parrish and it's Zacho. Marney will be here any minute. But Dad 1 is in Scotland. Dad 2 is in London. Creasel is in London. Zacho was supposed to be gone, but he's here. Maxo's coming in a little later because he's got to host Password. Tommy bailed because he went out drinking with a bunch of clients last night. And he texted me and he was like, hey, I don't think I'm going to make it tomorrow. I'm drinking, ... with clients. I'm like, well, yeah, that's fine. That's more important. I know it's drinking and you got to schmooze your clients, but like, you're 30.
Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, do it. I don't care.
Like when you drink with clients,
right? Don't
you like do that in not necessarily moderation, but not over moderation, if you know what I mean? Like you're not. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what their clients are expecting. Tommy to go.
Well, yeah, they're expecting. I'm sure their clients from out of town, and they're expecting to go to Manny's, which I'm sure he took, and I'm sure Brian took care of him, and then they went from there. I'm sure they went to the Loon. They went all over. They did the, but.
What time did he text you at?
Hold on. That's a great point. That's a great point. Excellent point. He texted me yesterday at 4:55.
4:55. Yeah. And he knew it was.
He said, hate to do this to you, Paulie, but I can't make it tomorrow. I'm working late while drinking with customers. So I get it.
Yeah, I was drinking late by myself, and I still made it in here most mornings.
But yeah, we're still going to play the initials game because Maxo's going to do the initials game, and we're going to let Zacho play. So it's going to be Perry, me, Marney, Carly, and Zacho, and Maxo's going to run it.
Nice.
Who's running the camera, Zacho?
Nick Madden. Coming in a little early. Nick Madden.
All right. Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to hear, like, Mac's cadence.
Well,
right?
so that's funny you bring that up because I think about that all the time when we play the initials game, and I think, and I'm not, tooting my own horn, but I think I do really well when Charch does it. But, like, it is weird when somebody else does the clues because Corey has done it for, what game are we playing today, Zach?
542.
And how much is the jackpot?
75.
So out of those 542, Corey's done 530 of them.
Probably closer to 530.
Right.
Because we've had a few of the charts. I hosted one.
Yeah, you did.
And it's a difficult thing to do.
But Corey has hosted that game over 500 times. So he's got the cadence down. He's got the rhythm down. It'll be interesting to see. And as Corey said last Friday before he left, the clues are in the St. Paul Federal Credit Union Secures Safe Bit. Max has never read them. That's what's like, at least when Charch does it, he reads his own clues.
Yeah.
And I love when this idea was first floated, because originally Zacho wasn't supposed to be here. It was going to be me and Max, and then we were just going to fill the room with a bunch of, the cast of thousands that we have. And I said to Corey, I was like, Corey, let me host. This is like a weird opportunity to let me host.
Yeah.
And he was like, well, and I go, well, just give me one of your lists and and then he was like, I'm sure he was like, well, the guy can barely read. If I just let him get the list for the first time and not go over it, I can't give it to him beforehand because he can't be trusted. So here we are. Maxo's doing it, and Max will be here in about an hour, Zach.
When I hosted earlier this year, it was the same setup. He wrote all the clues and everything, so I had to, and that was one thing I told him was the pro of it is the game remains consistent. It's the same person that's actually doing the clues and everything.
Right.
And so you have that positive, but the negative is, as you mentioned, it's you're cold reading everything the entire game. Yeah. And so like there are certain words that like I would like to, and you're trying to read ahead, but you're also, there's so much going on.
So much going on.
And even if you do read ahead, it's not like I'm going to be like, hey guys, hold on, let me pull out my phone and look up how this word is pronounced.
Yeah.
So, have fun, Max.
Yeah. Well, but I would guess it's written like, most websites are, where it's written at about a 4th, 5th grade level. Isn't that what the bit is with websites and newspapers are written at like a 5th grade level?
Well, most of it is, but again, it's those little like specialized things, like things that you guys references you might get.
Yeah.
That I don't, because I'm in a few years younger than you guys.
Yeah,
so
just a couple.
That's the only issue, and so hopefully Corey is cognizant of it when it came to this game, and I even who knows, maybe he wrote it down phonetically with some of those words that he.
I doubt it. I would bet it's just an old list that he has, because he's like 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 ahead of himself. Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It should be fine.
Yeah, it'll be great. That's what makes. And so when Tommy, as Hawk, if Hawk has taught me anything, everything, life is show business. Life is show prep.
Amen.
That's what makes this show great. It's a lot of like everybody's life is kind of just spilled in on the air. We make fun of it, but we can make fun of it. Others can. It's just a club that we're all in, and this show is basically the weirdest support group ever put together. Everybody rips everybody, but if you rip somebody, it's not how it works, right?
Yeah, amen. That's so well said.
Yeah, it's just a weird support group that we all show up to. Some of us get paid, some of us don't, but we show up because it's the warm hug we all need, right?
Amen.
It really is.
Amen.
So yesterday, when Tommy cancels at 4:30 in the afternoon because he saw his future of himself getting hammered, I didn't panic, but I'm like, well, we were going to have Alexis in today, right? Alexis Pearson.
Yeah, where's she?
Well, so she told me also that she's like, everybody hasn't felt well, right? I've dealt with something common. You could hear the other day, he was dealing with something with his voice. So she said, well, could I come in at 7? And then I was like, of course. And you can play the initials game. And I was like, well, yeah, because what we could do is we'd put Marnie there, Carly there, Alexis there, and then the Gargoyles, Parrish and I back there. And then I half forgot. I go, oh, wait, Zacho's playing. So I had to text her and be like, nah, you just come in on Monday. Because if she's coming in at 7, she had to leave at 8. So we said, no thanks. But
get some sleep this morning, Alexis.
Yeah, correct. So, that's what we're going to do. I mean, we had a whale of a football game last night I fell asleep to.
That was great.
The Brewers game. How about that? I mean, we think Minnesota sports deals with heartbreak. They're up 2-0 in the bottom of the 9th inning. They sent out Devin Williams, one of the best closers. And Pete Alonso, the polar bear, hits a 3-run opposite field home run. They win 4-2. and they move on to play the Phillies. Playoff baseball is just the best.
It's awesome.
It's so
There's
good.
Nothing like you see the emotion coming out of the players because typically, and I get it. There's so many games. It's hard to kind of show a ton of emotion when you're playing that many games as they do. But yeah, I mean, it's just there's nothing like it. Getting the fall, everybody's bundled up, everybody's going crazy.
Yeah, he's also gone. Rosie's also in London, and Common and Tenna were hammering him yesterday because the first picture he posts is of him and Jake Reed and Chris Carter at some event they were at because he can't help himself. He loves taking pictures with celebrities.
No.
But that's our Marco Rosen. We'll come back. We got plenty to talk about. There's plenty of sports, plenty of other things. I want to read a story that's in today's prep that I want to get your guys' opinion on. It's one of the most unbelievable stories, and I didn't hear about it, and it happened here in Minnesota. That's Zacho. That's Mark Parrish. I'm Meat Sauce Paul Lambert. The cast of thousands will be joining us in the next hour. It's Friday. We're going to play the initials game at 8:15. Charge challenges on Wednesday. We'll give an update on that. Zach looked to be off to a really hot start, and it didn't work out. We'll get to all of that. It's the Power Trip Morning Show right here on The Fan.
The Fan.
The Power Hour goes live at 8 a.m. It's powered by Quantum Fiber, your world unleashed. Watch all the action. Watch those last two segments of the show at KFAN.com/watch. And speaking of the last segments, what's that first segment brought to you by?
Our good friends at Gutter Helmet of Minnesota, gutterhelmetmn.com. Never clean your gutters again, and now is the time because there are leaves falling from the trees, and if you have Gutter Helmet, you never have to get up on a ladder again, and I'm not kidding. It's one of the coolest inventions ever.
You don't want to call you on that one.
Yeah, gutterhelmetmn.com. They're the best.
We have a ton of trees around our house, and our gutters right now, there's part when the water comes down, like it's just not getting into that part. It's just blocked completely. So I'm going to be needing that number from you soon.
They are excellent at what they do. I've used them a lot. Welcome back. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. It's me, Meat Sauce. It's Zacho. It's Parrish. Marty should be here any minute. Carly will be joining us around 6:30. Mr. Z will join us because the Joker Foley Duax comes out today, and it's getting just crushed on Rotten Tomatoes. Just crushed.
I think Max hit it on the head the other day when he's like, it's just been so much Joker and Harley Quinn that people are just kind of ready for something new.
What would you guess it is on Rotten Tomatoes?
I'm going to go 42.
I mean, I hope to think it'd be almost in the at least the C range, right? 70?
Whoa. 39. Ouch. And I know Mr. Z hates Rotten Tomatoes. We'll get his take on it, but I think it was Corey that was like, why doesn't he do like missions? You know, like the Heath Ledger Joker does things. Like he goes around town and like causes chaos, which is like a weird, it just looks bad. Yeah. So we'll talk to Mr. Z about that in about 30 minutes. Zach, over the weekend I saw you, you were in a wedding, you were the best man, and you were were you the priest or whatever that's called?
The officiant.
The officiant. So did you do the whole online bit that Guardsy does? Because Guardsy's done it a lot.
Yeah. So that actually, there's a new law in Minnesota that I think went into effect this year where you don't actually need to do it. Now, I did it. I went to the Universal Life Church. And
that's where Guardsy went.
How they are very much in favor of supporting the ministry of whatever religion or non-religion that you want. They're very open to everybody and everything. And you type in your email, and then you type in your name, and then they go, "Hey, congratulations, you're now a minister." I'm like,
that's
cool.
it.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, so then this is where they get you, though, right? So then they send you a very low quality photo of your certificate that shows you that, and then they go, well, to get your like official copy or a notarized one, you got to pay like, I don't know, 20, 30, 40 bucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't do that because, like I said, the law has been updated in Minnesota. So if you are looking to do that in the future, you don't need to now. I went to the Vital Records office of Ramsey County on Plato Boulevard, and I gave them my ID and $5.15, and I was allowed to marry people now.
That's sweet.
So
would
$5. I like it.
So if a bunch of rubes texted you, you would do it? Would you marry rubes? Because you could make a business out of
There
this.
you
You
go,
could charge.
Sacco.
Everything at a wedding is way overcharged.
Overpriced.
Way overpriced. You could make good money doing that. Would you marry rubes?
I thought about it, and I talked to some other people, and there's a lot of other stuff that you're normally kind of in charge of that I was not aware of in terms of with this stuff with this wedding, obviously knowing Chad and everything. But I talked to somebody who, they're in charge of this, and this, and I'm like, I don't know if I could do that, but maybe, I don't know. It was easy though. It was not, people were like, are you nervous? I wasn't really nervous because one, it's scripted completely from front to back. And it's obviously not a long ceremony, being the fact that also it was out in the hot sun.
Yeah, it's been too hot.
Everybody was baking out there, and I didn't notice it because I think the adrenaline and all the responsibility. It's funny how your body works. Like your body just is like, all right, we're not going to worry about the temperature right now because you're busy doing this stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was, and obviously I was a little worried about crying, but I ended up.
Did you?
No, I was very good. Had a job to do.
Yeah.
Was very professional, and then. Afterward, I don't know if anybody one person walked in on me, but we had a little bit of a little tiny.
One person walked in on you. What were you doing at a wedding?
There was a closet, right?
Go on.
And so that's where we were able to store some of our stuff. And I just walked in there and I let out some of the old emotion. So I'm sitting there in the dark, just crying to myself real quick, and then I was ready to go the rest of the day. So
how long did my brother prides himself on having the fastest wedding ever? How long did it take you? Remember?
Gosh dang it, I don't know. It was probably I couldn't even. I mean, man. Time was not a thing I was measuring.
Sure.
So probably 5 to 10, no more than longer than that.
Yeah.
It was pretty quick. But
Gino's was 7 minutes.
7, okay.
7. Start to finish.
Wow.
The whole thing.
That's how they are.
Done.
A lot of them are like that now.
Yeah.
He didn't mess around.
If we were
jealous.
inside, I could have probably gone longer, and I was, maybe would have suggested having, a little bit longer. But when we were,
would you have done communion?
I don't know if we can do that yet.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you're, because there are weddings where it's a full whichever.
That was ours. We did the full Catholic.
Full Catholic mass. Yeah,
married a Catholic, and that's what it was. Yeah.
My Uncle Peter, when he got married back in the 80s, I think it was. Now, if I'm wrong, I apologize, but I was 8 years old, so this is how I remember it. I think she was Russian Catholic. They do everything 3 times. And it was I think it was in the middle of August in a warm church. And it was the long, it was like the November rain wedding. It was the full bit, all of it. And as an 8-year-old, man, I know it's not all about me, but that's when I learned it should be about me.
Yeah.
But now I think when Kelly and I got married in Vegas, that was 7 or 8 minutes as well. It's the love that matters, not really the full service, but
And the reception is everybody's.
Right,
is what
correct.
Everybody's looking forward to.
There. We had a good night the rest of the night. Had a great meal, and the best man speech I did basically off the top of my head, because every time I tried to write it, there's just so much, and I couldn't find a good and it ended up working out too. So,
not a boy.
Yeah, it was a busy day, busy evening, and really, really cool. And congratulations to Chad and Sarah, who are in Mexico as we speak on their wonderful honeymoon. So,
well, but that's a big deal, Zacho. I have very close friends. I have a few Chad friends in my life. I've never been asked to marry them. I've given one best man speech in my life, and it was awesome. It was super fun, and I took a lot of pride in that. But I've been in multiple weddings, but to be the best man and the officiant, that's a very nice thing you did for your friend Chad, and vice versa for him to ask you to do that.
Yeah.
I'd be one or the other.
I'd be one or the other.
Right,
you pick one there, bud.
Yeah,
and as I said in the speech, the horn was originally going to be the Halvy Radio Network, and then it became the Halvy Olsen Radio Network, the horn, and he had no interest in broadcasting in high school.
Yeah.
He had and he barely talked. Like, that's one thing I talked about, last week. I was like, I asked a guy who, was far more a listener than a speaker to get into broadcasting with me, and he was very brave and stepped out of his comfort zone to help a friend, me, who was just trying to get, so I owe him so much, everything basically, because that was a major reason, if not the only reason why I got this job here, is because they were impressed at my initiative back in the day. So I owe him a ton, and I hope it seemed like he liked it, and we'll talk more when he gets back to town. But yeah, he was it was a very beautiful ceremony, and very happy to get them together, and now we'll see what happens after that. But
you should, I'm telling you, you should open up your DMs and your Twitter and all that to do weddings and charge people for it. People would love to be married by you. Make a side hustle. I'm not kidding.
No, that's not a bad idea.
You should do it.
I haven't thought about it, but
now that you have the certificate, even though you paid $5 instead of going you should do it.
Nobody's going to ask to see the certificate, right? So who cares?
The wife might. She might want to make sure this is a real bit.
Zach who? Zach who?
Yeah, who the hell's Zach Alverson? When you were playing, Perry, did you ever get invited to weddings?
Yeah, here and there.
I mean, not by your friends, but by fans or.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, a lot.
I've been invited to a few weddings.
A lot of birthdays.
Yeah.
Bar and bat mitzvahs out in New York.
Yeah.
Those. Talk about a side hustle.
Oh, yeah.
Holy cow. But out in New York, the bar and bat mitzvahs, those parents are willing to pay.
Oh, yeah.
Big time. Yeah. So, I actually miss those a little bit.
Yeah. Just to show up?
Just show up for an hour,
You're
hang out.
the kid's favorite player or something?
You're the kid's favorite player. Yeah, there was one we were on vacation, and I won't even say what the guy was offering.
Yeah.
But I literally couldn't. I was on vacation with a family.
Yeah.
I was... There was a lot more than half of me considering, they can do without me for a couple of days here.
I'll fly right back.
My God.
Make that cash.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Zach, you should 100% do that. Open up your DMs and just start marrying rubes.
Open bar required.
Well, yeah, of course. I mean, you've got it. But I think how
about that side hustle? You get paid, you just get hammered.
Yeah. Right. And,
hotel room required.
Yeah. Absolutely.
There's a good amount of single people at a wedding, Zacho.
Cousin Edward required.
Cousin Edward, what are you doing? This isn't Twilight. What the hell are you talking about? We'll come back. We'll do sports. There's a lot that happened last night. We had a really good Thursday night football game. The Brew Crew, sorry, Marlar, they are out. We have plenty to talk about. The final Wild preseason game tonight before they get going 6 days from today. Mr. Z joins us to talk about the dismal reviews of the new Joker movie. Carly will be here at 6:30. Max will be here at 6:30. Marnie will be here in a matter of minutes. And I've come up with a tease for almost every segment. Here's my other one. We had one of, in my opinion, the best press conferences this city has ever had that didn't include a retirement. I'll explain when we come back.
The Fan.
Want to chime in on what's happening with your favorite KFAN program? Make your voice heard at the Bradshaw and Bryant text line. Let us know what you have to say by texting your message to 646-686. That's 64686. Standard message and data rates apply.
Welcome back. It's the Power Trip Morning Show. It's Zacho. It's me, Meat Sauce. It's Parrish, and we are now joined by Marnie. Marnie was here, and now she left.
She went to grab her water.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Bye, Marnie. Thanks for coming in, Marnie.
Yes, she left quickly.
Took the coffee and ran out of here.
Took the McDonald's coffee and left. Let's start Fan 5 or whatever we do now. Front page
Time
sports.
now for Front Page Sports, presented by Holiday Station Stores.
Get Red Bull at Holiday. Get everything you need at Holiday. I love Holiday. Parrish obviously stops there every morning to get Red Bull.
Yes, I do.
Everything about Holiday is the absolute best. I love Holiday. So last night, Week 5 started with the Bucs at Falcons, and Kirk became only the 25th quarterback to throw for over 500 yards in the game.
Wow.
He threw for 509 and 4 touchdowns, and he threw the game winner.
45-yard line. Robinson is the back. That's fired. That's caught. And that is Hodge. And Hodge is going to take it to the end zone. A most improbable win for the Atlanta Falcons.
That ends up being 509 yards and 4 touchdowns for Cousins.
The Falcons won 36-30 in OT. Baker threw for 183 touchdowns. He also ran for 42 yards. Both teams are 3-2. Hi, Marnes.
Good morning.
How are you?
Great. Good. How are you guys?
I'm excellent.
You're really running the show today. It sounds wonderful.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. I've done nothing.
I was looking at him.
Thank you. I waited for you to do this next bit that I thought of last night after I watched the Bally Sports North press conference of the new Wolves players.
Yeah. Yep.
And how do you pronounce how do you pronounce the third guy's name that they got?
Julius.
No.
Dante.
No, the other guy. Diop, that guy.
Oh, when he was here,
Yeah.
we pronounced it Keita Bates Diop.
Keita Bates
But
Diop.
there was an alternate pronunciation of Jop. Keita Bates Jop.
So I'm the Keita Bates Jop of any kind of meeting because I just sit there kind of quietly and Swedberg will ask me like one question, but they're more focused on the Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo who are Korean hockey. So I thought of this yesterday, and I mean this. That was, in a weird way, that was one of the better, maybe the best press conferences the Wolves have ever had. Now, hear me out. You've been around them a long time.
Yeah, I've been around a lot of press conferences.
We have seen some. I mean, the Al Jefferson one where they traded all that stuff to get Kevin Garnett. The Ricky Rubio one was neat where they had it at Target Center. We saw the Jimmy Butler one. But the difference with this one is this is a legitimate championship team. And I find that so weird because it's the Wolves, right? Like, we're living in a different planet. They went to the Western Conference Finals last year.
Yeah.
They trade one of their best pieces. And in most Minnesota sports, when you trade one of your best pieces, it's over.
It's over.
It's over.
It's a fire sale. We're bottoming out.
The first of many to come.
Right, correct. This is we're moving on. We can't be here. We don't want to pay our superstars. We're going to get a bunch of draft picks and we're going to rebuild or start over. That's not what this is.
Right.
And it was awesome to see Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo basically be like, no, we can win here. Like, this is a championship team. I just find that fascinating. I love that.
And it sounds like you had to keep reminding yourself that was real.
Right. Correct.
You were not dreaming.
No.
This is your team. And you were watching people say those things.
Right. And it's like we just said, instead of it how it's been, we've had these press conferences where it's like, hey, we traded so and so and we got, like when they traded Johan Santana and they made Carlos Gomez basically come up and play so they could show that they got at least something for the best pitcher in Twins history. We're always on the other side of it. But Julius Randle yesterday, I have a bunch of audio. I mean, there's this right here. This is great.
Yeah, it was a lot of emotion. You spend a certain amount of time in a place, New York, going there 5 years ago and, having a goal in mind, to accomplish a lot of great things and, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears put into that organization uniform. So initially, it's always going to be a shock. But for me, afterwards, I woke up the next morning and I was just really, really excited. It was a breath of fresh air. I'm excited to bring everything that I learned here over the past 5 years and, help these guys out. My only thing here is I just want to help. I want to help Ant. I want to help Rudy, Nas, all those guys. I want to help win a championship. So that's the only thing that matters.
See?
Oh, you love it.
And it's not. Go ahead, Martz.
Well, it doesn't sound fake.
Right, and
No,
it's
that's
not.
honest
It's
as can
not.
be
Well,
right there.
I'm here to win a championship. Well, you guys are picked to finish dead last in the division. You have to say that. He means that. I love that. I love that from yesterday.
And he was very honest about what he's going through. Like, it is hard. When I was, it sounded very much like me. Like, I was 5 years in New York. You got all this belief. You're pulling towards this, winning a Stanley Cup with this organization. And all of a sudden that you get traded. And it's a shock to the system. And let me tell you, from a guy that's been traded quite a bit, you don't always wake up excited the next day. You do not always wake up excited the next day.
Right. And here we are. They've added some stars, and I think they can all play, and it'll be great.
There are so many talkers and layers to this whole conversation. I agree with everything you said, Sauce. It is super exciting and a little bit surreal to be in this position of, yes, we have a championship contending team. Even with the trade, the team will just look a little different, and we have to figure some things out. But even that is exciting. It makes the start of the regular season feel different.
Yeah.
A, because you have a chance to win, but B, because you have some really important pieces that you have to figure out how to fit again.
Yeah.
If you ran the whole thing back, same starting five, same couple of top bench rotations, that'd be great. But it would leave a little bit of the intrigue maybe out of the season. And now we have these two huge pieces, and we are minus one huge piece with the same expectations. That's a really exciting place to be for a fan.
It's a rare trade. You don't see a lot of these trades. I agree. Excuse me, as I started this, we've seen plenty of trades where it goes the exact opposite. You got to move on from somebody because they don't fit the bill. They're an overpaid, fading superstar. That's not what this is. They traded goods for goods. They didn't trade Carl for four draft picks that, are going to amount to nothing because the team they traded him to is going to, be one of the best teams in the West or the East. It doesn't matter. They traded for a great player, two great players, and it's going to be super fun.
I think it's going to be good for Carl, too.
100%.
It will revive him. He is from that area. It's I gotta believe Mark Parrish as I look at you when you've played in New York or you're going to New York. That is different because living in that city and playing with those fans and that media is different. And I wonder the emotions and feelings of Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo and Keita Bates for that matter, coming from that, especially multiple years in New York City to now Minnesota, which is not to say, we're so soft, but it is a different landscape for a professional athlete.
Way different. For sure they're excited. And Cat's up for an eye opener there in New York, because New York it is. The pressure on you in New York is greater than just about everywhere else you're going to play. They expect you to be great, and they expect you to be great every night. It's the fan base is incredible, but you have to earn their respect. That's what I loved about New York once I finally earned it. I love their respect that you get from them because you will have it for life. It's an incredible place, but it's every single day you're getting asked questions. Why aren't you winning? I mean, literally, they're diving deep into everything of your life, every facet of your life, day after day when it comes to the media in New York. And then they're gonna be able to come out here and honestly just focus on basketball, and it is amazing. When you do get, as much as I loved it, I absolutely loved playing in New York and being in New York. When you get away from it, you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. I can just focus on basketball, and I can go be with my family, and I'm not getting asked this and that every single day. And it made me better. Hopefully, it'll make them better.
Let's hope so.
Yeah, it'll be sweet. It's a fun time to be a Minnesota Timberwolves fan. The Lynx game
tonight.
Yeah, they do it like 9 at night. Yeah,
in LA.
I'm going to tape it because I want to watch it because I'm a sucker for it. I am. I'm taping it. I'll just fast forward through it in the morning.
Is it on TV?
It's on NBA TV, yeah. Lynx Sun Game 3 is tonight, Marnes, at 6:30. The series is tied 1-1, but the Sun, they are a 2.5-point favorite in tonight's game.
Well, it would have to be a small margin because every game these teams have played this season, I'm talking regular season, plus the 2 playoff games, have been wonderful games. We just won in Connecticut the final week of the regular season. That has to be a confidence boost. It's been a great series. Obviously, we need to get one of the two in Connecticut tonight or Sunday. And man, you saw how different it is to play a team that is that good defensively. Phoenix in the first round, not a good defensive team. Nafisa Collier drops 42 in that second game.
Yeah.
Now that's a team, Connecticut is, that knows how to limit your best player. So everyone around you needs to be better, which the Lynx were in game 2. Game 1, not as much. Game 2, figured it out. So let's go ahead and take a series lead tonight.
And lastly, we'll
Let's
break
go.
and come back. How about this? Caitlin Clark won the WNBA's Rookie of the Year. She got 66 of the 67 first place votes. Do you know who didn't vote for her?
Lavelle.
How about that?
Are you
I
kidding
saw that
me?
break last night.
Is brutal.
Lavelle didn't vote for
cannot
Caitlin
get
Clark.
over
He can't help himself.
Right. She got 66 of the 67 first place votes. Wasn't
Classic.
unanimous because of Lavelle.
Classic Lavelle.
Always.
Unbelievable.
He just won't let it happen.
We'll come back and we'll talk to Mr. Z about the new Joker movie that is getting destroyed by critics.
The Fan.
Welcome back, Power Trip Morning Show. Mr. Z joins us now to talk about everything movies. We can't tell you who he is, or we'd probably have to not have him on anymore. Mr. Z, what's up?
Hey, guys. Hey, Seth, what's up?
How are you, man?
Mr. Z?
Yeah, doing okay. Hanging in there.
It's not real promising.
Yeah, are you okay?
Yeah.
Do you need help?
It's 6:20.
No.
How excited do you want him to be?
I've still got my breathe right on, so I'm doing
There
just
you
fine.
go. Oh, you're going to go right back to bed. I'm so jealous.
Yeah, you
That's
are
what
going right back.
That's what I told you
Yeah.
to put on every night.
Yeah.
Mr. Zed knows what's going on.
Yeah, Mr. Zed.
You said that's the French version of
Yeah. Mr. Z, you review movies for us here. You tell us why we should and shouldn't see it. You're great at what you do. We can't tell you what you do for the movie business, or else we'd have to probably put you down. But today, the new Joker movie is out fully, right? And it's the reviews do not look good. Your thoughts?
Here's the thing.
That's my bad.
You know, Joker kind of came out of nowhere when Joker came out in 2019, I think it was. It wasn't really supposed to do that much business. It did cost a lot of money to make. Todd Phillips, who probably most famously did Hangover, and it was really good. It hit at the right time, opened to $100 million. It did literally $1 billion worldwide, and so a huge success story. And then this one was supposed to do a lot of business, and it's not going to do a lot of business. So
why is that?
Well, I don't. You know, again, whenever you have Todd Phillips make the film, and it was supposed to be kind of not that big of a deal, and he had fun with it. He made something a little different, a little quirky, a little odd, and it worked. This one, he made it quirky and odd, and it doesn't work for the masses for sure. So, this one, I'll just, to be fair to it, the movie itself is fine. There's a lot of singing in it, and it's, you know, like if you know, I've heard you guys talk about Wicked. We're all looking forward to Wicked,
which will be
giving
great.
it a chance.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to make a musical and it be a big flourishing, if you watch a musical, which I enjoy musicals, it can be really fun and good. But this isn't that kind of musical. It's where there's interludes where in their imagination we're getting some singing. But there's, I didn't count, 7 songs, full length songs.
Does it read like a musical?
No, not at all. I think in the first Joker, there was imagine a movie where the person is having some mental health issues, and in their mind, the world turns into a musical for a little bit. So it isn't like in a musical, we just kind of accept that, this is a thing where two people sing to each other. In this one, it's more of like an imagination, like a place they might go to escape, and then there's a musical in that place. And so it just happens where you're watching a movie, you're starting to get into it, and then a song comes, and so you're kind of waiting, and they don't work together necessarily. And so it gets a little. I would like to have seen the cut with no songs in it, just to see what, because I kept wanting to get into the movie. It's fantastic acting, fantastic filming, fantastic everything. It's just that the songs, for me, broke up the movie.
Wow. So what you're saying is it got too weird.
It didn't work for me, and like I said, it didn't work as a musical because it's not. I mean, Lady Gaga's fantastic, but it didn't work. It didn't work as a musical, and I really would be curious to see what would happen if the movie was less musical. If it would do better.
Wow.
It dropped yesterday on Rotten Tomatoes from 48% to 40%.
It's now in the 30s.
Yeah. And that is not good. Now, that is also, let me pick on Rotten Tomatoes for a minute. That is also because there's a lot of critics. Most critics, in fact, care a lot about what their reviews say, and they'll jump off a sinking ship real quick and give a negative review to something, or vice versa. Sometimes they'll give a positive review to something because everyone else is, so they don't want to be the one person that's doing it. So, but yes, it's not a commercial film, for the masses at this point. And the first one wasn't supposed to be either, is the weird thing.
The first one was excellent. The acting by Joaquin Phoenix is one of the best acting jobs I've ever seen in the first one. It's incredible to watch him.
Yep, I agree. I remember coming on and talking about it because Corey pushed me on who was a better Joker. He said, what's his, face from Dark Knight or this one? And I'm like, crap, because I knew, I got booed for saying that, Joaquin Phoenix, and that was fantastic. And to be honest, the acting, it wasn't just the acting, because some of those scenes from the first one, when the scene where he's in his apartment and his two buddies come over and one incredible person. Oh, I mean, it was stressful. We used the term edge of your seat at the theater, and actually, after all these years, after all these thousands of movies I've seen, I all of a sudden caught myself actually on the edge of my seat during that movie, because I was kind of stressed out in a good way watching that film. So it was fantastic.
So what's next for the movie business? I know Wicked, but what's after that?
We have a little battle because Wicked and Gladiator open on the same day.
Oh yeah.
And those are two different studios. Sometimes people in the regular world, they don't need to worry about who made a movie, but in the battle for mega screens and PLFs, that's an interesting battle. This month, as good as much of a disappointment box office wise as Joker might be, Venom 3 is going to jump out and be I think a really big picture here in October. So that's the next quote unquote big thing to come out.
Sweet. You're the best, Mr. Z.
All right, guys. Talk to you all later.
Bye.
Thanks, Mr. Z. Go Huskies.
When this first, we started to see, previews for this, I couldn't believe they were going to make
Joker?
it. Yeah, it looks, it's a musical.
How do you not have a studio executive go, Todd.
But I'll say this,
get
too.
the music out of here.
Mr. Z is a wonderful human, right?
He's an amazing
He
one of the
works
better
in the
ones.
movie business, and I say this all the time. This would be like having my brother come on and talk about Best Buy.
No!
He just said that movie sucks, basically. That's not good. It must be really, really, really bad.
Yeah. For he counted 7 full-length songs.
That's too much.
That's 7 too many.
We want the Joker to be murdery and weird.
Yeah,
we don't want him to sing.
Yeah, he's supposed to blow stuff up.
Yeah, wow. Man, it is. If you want to have a good laugh the rest of your day, listen to this show, and then after that, read the reviews. I've never seen a movie get crushed like this before, with 2 huge stars in it. We'll come back. We'll do What Really Matters. Zach will tell you things that what really matter in your life, and I'll give you a bunch of sports and sports updates and all that. It's the Power Trip Morning Show, sans the two dads, right here on The Fan.
The Fan.
Hey, Rubes, this football season, Bell Bank is giving one KFAN listener each week $1,000 to pay it forward to a charity of their choice. Just head over to KFAN.com, make the keyword contest, learn more, and enter today. That's KFAN.com, keyword contest. Of course, Bell Bank and the wonderful folks over there. We got, we normally have Charge Challenge around this time, Sauce, but
we did it on Wednesday because we originally, Zacho and Marnes and Parrish, thought that Zacho would be in Kuwait, Corey would be in Scotland, Hawk would be in London, and Creasel would be in London. And that's too many wires, and they didn't trust me to sit here and try and figure that all out as I sat in front of this computer. So we did it on Wednesday. We did quarterbacks. You took Baker last night. He threw 3 touchdowns and looked in control, but he only threw for like 180 yards.
that was crazy. I thought,
Same.
when I saw the 3 touchdown mark, I would have been happy. And I'm still fairly happy, but like,
you'd rather have Kirko.
My goodness.
How about
He went
that?
off.
Let's start there with what really matters, Zacho.
Let's do it.
Ba-da-ba-da. Week 5 started last night with the Bucs at the Falcons. Kirk Cousins became the 25th quarterback of all time to throw for over 500 yards. His Falcons won 36-30 in overtime. Kirko was 42 of 58 for 509, 4 touchdowns and an interception. He threw 58 times. Wow. Baker threw for 180 and 3 touchdowns. He also ran for 42 yards. Both of those teams are 3-2. But what really matters, Zacho, is this.
The waters of Lake Superior. We're doing Minnesota facts today.
All right.
I like it.
All right.
The waters of Lake Superior, in which, of course, is along the northeastern border of Minnesota, contains over 350 shipwrecks. The frigid waters have preserved many of these wrecks in near perfect condition, making it a hot spot for diving enthusiasts. The most famous is the, of course, SS Edmund Fitzgerald, which sank in 1975.
God, I wish we could play that song.
And such a good song.
Oh,
in the lake that they call Gitchagumi.
Such a great song. That song just hammers.
Just verse after verse, too. Just continues.
The gales of November are coming, folks.
Yeah, how about that?
Hopefully they don't come early.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Wow.
Wow, Barnes. Can you believe how inappropriate Zach was right there?
The Vikings battle the Jets on Sunday at 8:30 a.m. The pregame at 6:30. The game is obviously in London. Hockey is there. Crease Daddy is there. The Vikings are currently 2.5-point favorites. The over-under is 40.5. The Jets are 2-2. Your Vikings are undefeated. The Vikings had a very good injury report. Caleb Evans was back at practice. Josh Oliver and Brandon Powell were limited, and Ivan Pace Jr. was a full participant. What really matters is this.
I think I've used this one before, but I like bringing it up again because it is so interesting that originally the capital of the state of Minnesota was going to be St. Peter.
Is that right?
And
I didn't know that.
They passed the law in 1857, but a legislator from St. Paul stole the bill before it could be signed, and that ensured St. Paul would retain the capital title.
St. Peter is in Mankato?
Yeah.
A little north of Mankato. On the way to
On the way from here.
The Taco John's on the way to training.
Yes, the Taco John's.
That's St. Peter.
Wow.
Good landmark.
I didn't know that. Taco John's Wales.
What if
I would eat that right now.
What if the guy just saw the ST capital P
Yeah.
and was like, "Oh, that's ours"?
Yeah, Marnes
You're like,
gets it.
no, it says Peter, not Paul.
The story goes, they hit it. They went to like a underground like bar and drank all night and hid the bill until it couldn't be signed into law.
They literally robbed Peter to pay Paul.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Attaboy.
Well done. That's really good. Sam Darnold was named NFC Offensive Player of the Month. His team is 4-0, and he led the NFL in passing touchdowns. Josh Allen won it for the AFC. So Sam Darnold won NFC Player of the Month. That is sweet.
Incredible.
Sweet.
It's so much fun watching.
Yeah.
I just love it.
We thought this would be a lost year. When Zacho's guy McCarthy went down with that leg injury, everybody was like, all right, hey, they don't play just 1 year. We'll reboot in 2025. We'll have a high pick. We'll add a bunch of free agency, and we will roll with a rookie quarterback, and we'll see where that goes. But they are 4-0. They are favored to be 5-0 when they battle the Jets on Sunday. But what really matters is, what really matters is Max is here. That's important.
Maxo!
He's here.
Maxo!
And then what really matters, Zacho, is this.
I love the G-Wolves.
Well, the state of Minnesota is home to the largest population of gray wolves in the contiguous U.S.
What?
With an estimated population.
What kind?
The continuous U.S.?
Gray.
The estimated population is 2,700. Most of them reside in the northern forest. So,
yep. Stay out of their way.
They're not very nice creatures.
They're not cute and cuddly as much as they look. So they're
Did you see the video
they are
of
straight up killers? Is what they do.
Yeah,
Tommy,
they're mean, right?
Huh?
They're mean.
Well, yeah, they run and they kill. That's what they do.
Can you hunt them?
There was a wolf. There was at a time you could. I'm not going to say who, but I do have maybe some relatives up there that if they see a wolf in their hunting territory, that wolf no longer exists. Right. Because if a wolf is there, there's certainly no animals.
Anthony Edwards
no animals.
Brilliant, Lawrence. Brilliant.
Yeah, that'd be tough.
Did you see the video of? I want to get that ready again. The Tommy Lee, the drummer for Motley Crue,
who's driving the boat,
and Brittany, his girlfriend, wife, whatever. Like she was on Vine. Anyway,
Vine whales. I miss Vine
every day. There's a video from their like pool area, and their dogs are running around, and a coyote gets in. Grabs the dog, the small dog.
That. No, don't do that.
And then Brittany like sprung into action like mama bear style, chased down the coyote.
I would do the same
Got
thing.
the dog out of there, and dog's fine, dog's great.
I would do the exact same thing.
Coyotes aren't scary to humans.
Coyotes they're
not even close to a wolf, so go do whatever you want to them. They're nuisances. They take away puppies.
Yeah. No, there's
them and owls.
One of my favorite bits
get a bigger
is
puppy
on the ring cam bit. Is I love how the ring cam is turned into like Facebook, where people just post like,
photos.
Anybody else see that? No, nobody else saw that. We live in Edina. Relax. It's just, I think I saw somebody. It's the shadows. Like, relax. But there is like a famous like Edina, or excuse me, a coyote of Edina that's like lurking around. Yeah.
Well, we had
Coyotes.
Weird. Coyote of Edina sounds like a bad Lifetime movie.
We had a little scare out west. A good friend of
Travis Kelce's mom's in it.
A good friend of ours out on the Loose Line Trail was going for a walk early one morning and saw a mountain lion.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
A mountain lion?
Yeah.
How?
She says.
Well, that's next level.
Well, it's a cougar. I mean, same thing as a mountain lion.
Well, those are very prominent in Edina.
Those are very prominent. In Orono, Wayzata.
I've seen a couple of them. Boy, Maynard's on a Friday night.
We're so
cougars everywhere.
So you were at Maynard's?
Yeah, exactly.
Braemar.
Whose turn? Mine? Yours?
Your turn, maybe?
The Gophers battle USC tomorrow at 6:30. Pregame at 4:30 on this station. The Gophers are 2-3. They're 8.5-point underdogs tomorrow. USC is 3-1. The Gophers have lost 6 straight Big Ten games going back to last season. I think they win tomorrow.
Really?
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
I think we had
really
Fargo Flash yesterday. It was unbelievable. It was when you sit in this chair and you have to pay attention. Normally I sit over there. I'm in a different studio because, they'd rather listen to them talk college football than hear my stupid things. But this is it. Like for the Gophers, you got to win this game. You just do. You have to win this game because if you lose, Then you're 2-4. You got to battle to get a bowl spot. This is a big game for the Gophers.
Yeah.
Just throw the football up and down the field. That's it. Don't get cute and run the ball on 3rd and 10. Just throw the football. We'll see. This is a big game for them. Because if you fall to 2-4, you got UCLA next week. That's not good, but it's in UCLA. I don't know. It's just, I think they somehow fight. They are a better team than Michigan. They were a better team last week. They should have won. Those kids were stolen an opportunity. What really matters is this.
Do you know Dr. F. John Lewis?
No.
Of course. Great guy, right?
His name is my name, too.
Is that the guy that wrote...
FJL.
Is that the guy that wrote The Great Gatsby?
Pretty much. He's a guy who puts his heart into his job because...
When you put your heart in it.
Mainly because he's his job was a doctor. He was a doctor, right? And
It's
he,
right there in the name. Yep.
Was at the University of Minnesota back in like 1952. And he performed the first ever open heart surgery using hypothermia.
Wow.
And it was one of the many examples of Minnesota being a leader in medical technology. We always forget that. We made apples. We made open heart surgeries. Minnesota's a pretty cool state.
Yeah.
And that's it. That's all we got right there. Apples and open heart surgery.
Yeah.
God, we should put that on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Or
Something.
Yeah.
Put it on
Apples and
those
open heart
signs.
surgery.
We may not have a great baseball team, but we invented the Honey Crisp apple, which is elite.
Yes, it is.
It's elite. There's not a better apple. It may be one of the best fruits you can buy.
I second that.
Relax.
The fruit?
Brilliant, Marnes. My turn. The Brewers led 2-0 in the top of the 9th, and one of the best closers in baseball, Devin Williams, took the mound. He gave up a 3-run home run to Pete Alonso to make it 3-2. The Mets got one more in the 9th to make it 4-2, which was the final score. The Mets will now battle the Phillies tomorrow at 3:08 in a full slate of baseball. We'll get to that next. What really matters is this.
Let's talk the largest ball of twine. Have you heard about this? Have anybody actually go to that?
I think so.
Have you seen it?
I think
I've heard of it.
Like everybody
It's
talks
in
about
Minnesota,
that,
right? Obviously,
but nobody's ever gone to Darwin. Where is Darwin?
I think he died.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Big on evolution.
Yeah.
But it was made by one man, Francis A. Johnson, and old Frankie J. made it 17,400 pounds, 12 feet in diameter. And it's a roadside attraction for those who go to Darwin, Minnesota.
Really?
It's actually not that far from here. It's west, a little bit north, 60 miles.
We should do. We should go down there.
Yeah,
like Hutchinson.
Oh, I know where that
Take
is.
394,
right between Litchfield
which
and Dassel.
turns into 12.
So
yeah.
you go past
Keep
my
going.
you go past my house.
All right.
Okay, well, do you want to give us the address or no?
No, that's good. 394 and 12
Howard
somewhere
Lake,
around
go through there. Go through Cokato. Keep on going.
Let's go.
So you get to Darwin.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Wow.
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 I mean, I've seen I've seen
Looking
the
at the
ball of
pictures
twine
of it.
on with a photograph there, and I don't think I need to see it
Yeah.
any
It's a
closer.
little underwhelming.
Yeah.
Population.
What are you guys talking about? This is the coolest thing I've ever seen.
How stoned are you?
How much time did it take somebody to make the largest ball of twine?
Correct.
Let me see what I can find out.
Ask
What do you
him
think
now
the
if it was worth it.
population of Darwin?
600.
50.
348.
Wow. Excellent.
Yeah, the largest.
They got more
ball
twine
of
there than people.
Okay, Zach. The Tigers battle the Guardians tomorrow at 12:08 in their first game of the ALDS. Mets at Phillies. Royals at Yankees at 5:38. Your Yankees are heavy favorites to win that series. And then my San Diego Padres battle the Dodgers tomorrow night at 7:38 in the first game of the NLDS. Really matters is this.
Marnie's employer featured this last year in the Hockey Day Minnesota festivities, but the longest ice skating trail in the United States is up in Warroad. The Riverbend Trail in the town of Warroad stretches over 5 miles along the Warroad River. So if you want to go down, skate, it's a beautiful area up there. And go Go skate for 5 miles on a river. That's your place to go.
You ever been up to Ottawa, the canal that they all skate down?
Oh, how cool is that?
Like people will
That's
literally.
a thing?
Oh yeah, people will skate to work. People will jump out their houses on the canal. They'll skate to work. Throw their tennis shoes on, bring their skates. Yeah, it's huge there. I love that War Road does something similar because it's actually really cool. You go to downtown Ottawa, that's their capital city, and you see a ton of people in the morning just skate in one direction. Then you see in the evening they skate the other direction.
I've never been to Canada. Have you, Marnes?
Multiple times. I don't want to brag, but I am a traveler who has been to Canada multiple times because they have a professional basketball team in Toronto. Yeah. So I have been there. Also, I grew up in North Dakota, and we used to cross the border
It's
to
close enough.
like Brandon, Manitoba.
Oh, there's nothing more exciting than Brandon, Manitoba. Did you get to Winnipeg?
Oh, yeah. I went to Winnipeg a couple times with my grandparents. They would get their prescriptions up there. It was pretty exciting. We'd stop at the border. Yeah.
I think, is Zacho trying to get Hawk on the air?
Yeah.
Can
Hawk?
If he's not there, I'm going to follow up with a quick nugget on that ball of twine. How about this? Rolled by Frances Johnson, 12 feet in diameter, weighs 17,000 pounds. She began rolling the twine in March 1950 and wrapped 4 hours every day for 29 years.
What? She spent her life rolling twine.
4 hours a day for 29 years. It is housed in an enclosed gazebo. Main Street in Darwin.
No offense. I don't want to go see that. Do we have hogs?
We're working on it.
We have Carly now. Hi, Carly.
Hi, Carly.
Hey, girl.
Hi.
Weird Al Yankovic wrote a song in 1989 titled "The Biggest Ball of Twine in Minnesota." We can't play it, probably.
No, we can't.
No, we definitely cannot.
No, we cannot play it.
Oh, gosh, you smell good.
Thank you.
He's here.
Hey, Hogs. Hey, how are you, Hogs?
What's happening, man?
Nothing, man. How are you? Where are you?
I am at the Grove in jolly old Watford, England.
Oh,
England?
that one. Oh.
England, yeah, England. Here we are.
Is that the mall? I'm not familiar with the Grove.
It is not. It is a giant grounds with the hotel and stuff where the whole team is staying and where they're practicing. Right to my right over here, everybody is getting things going. We landed this morning a little after 8 local time and got to our hotel. We're staying a little bit down the road. The team and everybody's staying here, but the rest of us are staying down the road in downtown Watford. And then we made our way back out here, and they're getting ready for their walkthroughs and such like that. And people are eating, and it's all a buzz.
So they're going to practice, and then we're going to just go about our day like it's a normal day, and then try fight the jet lag and go to bed. Is that the plan?
That is, I believe, the plan. They plan their work and they're working their plan, as Dennis Green used to say.
Yeah.
So they got it all figured out, and it's pretty cool, man. We stayed at a different place the last time we were here, but prior to that, this is the same place we stayed. It's beautiful grounds, and everybody's already set up here, and the NFL Network is here, so it's pretty cool, man. Obviously, it's cool to get a trip to England, basically just for free when you're from Indiana. It's pretty sweet. I guess it's probably pretty sweet when you're from anywhere, but walking into the hotel and it's Lieber and Jared and I and everybody, and there is Jared Allen and there's Chris Carter and there's Jake Reed and over there's Kurt Warner and there's Rich Eisen. It's cool, man. It's just everybody's here, and it's the only game in town, if you know what I mean. So everybody is excited about this.
Do you have a feel for just around the area? Do you see a lot of Vikings jerseys or Jets jerseys, or is it just London town in general?
It's nothing right now. And again, we're probably, Jared, would you say about an hour from London, like London proper? Like I said, we're in Watford, so there's nothing as far as that right now, Marnes. But it's so old school. I mean, everything is walled in. It looks like the people who live here regularly are worried about being attacked at all times. That's how many walls there are around. You know what I mean? But they're not very tall walls, so I'm guessing the people who used to attack them weren't very tall. But it's old, man. Everything is old. We went by a church. We turned left off this highway and went by a church, and it must be 100 now. It must be like 600 years old, this church. It's just crazy, man. It puts everything into perspective. You think you go by a house that was built in 1850 in the United States, you're like, that's an old house. Well, that's nothing, man. That's just getting started here.
So how'd you sleep on the plane?
Very little.
Yeah.
Very little. I took some sleep aids, and it relaxed me and such like that, but I couldn't quite get stretched out because my legs are so long.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
No, not enough room for you on those planes.
Did you ask for any help on getting stretched out?
Yeah.
PA was sitting right beside me, and he stretched me the best he could. Yeah.
So this is their official practice, right? And we'll get an injury report from this practice?
I don't know that for sure, but I'm guessing the answer to that is yes. I would say absolutely 100% that we will get that done.
Sweet.
But you know what I watched happen, which was pretty cool. I know they've met each other before, but I watched Justin Jefferson walk up to Jake Reed and Chris Carter. And saw them talking, and I'm like, that's pretty cool, man. And you could see, I've talked about this on the show, and I've talked about it off the show as well. I believe this team really has assumed the ego of Justin Jefferson, and by that I mean a lack thereof.
Yeah.
To watch him walk up to Chris Carter and Jake Reed and basically genuflect to them, it was so awesome, man. And I think that's why this team is one of the reasons why this team is doing so well. They just seem to be selfless and good people, if you know what I mean.
So what's your plan for tonight?
Oh, man. Andy is on his way. My good friend Andy is on his way here. Yeah, I know. So we went at our hotel, which, like I said, we are in the middle of the country. Like we're so far in the country that you don't expect England to have this much space, right? It's like the Queen probably lived here at some point, but where we're staying is in Watford, and it's kind of downtown, and there's a place called Watford Market, Watford, which is 2 blocks from where we're at, and it's restaurants and bars and people making kebabs, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm thinking probably Andy and I and maybe Jared, if I can talk him into it, and Ben and those guys, maybe we'll walk over there and then try to stumble back to the hotel at some point tonight. It's going to be party central, but it is 1 p.m. local time here almost. So I've been up for a long time. I'm ready for some CP time pretty soon.
Hawk, what are you going to try to do in terms of body clock, knowing your trip there is rather short? I think for that exact reason.
Yeah, right.
With how little you slept on the plane, but you're trying to take it all in. Like, what is your ideal bedtime tonight?
I've been told that tomorrow is the day that it matters. The people who do the studies, the people who work for the Vikings, who are reporting to the players, here's what we'd like you to do. It's okay to take a nap today, from what I've been told, but tomorrow try to stay up all day. Tomorrow apparently is the important day. So I may nap a little bit when I get back to the hotel and then go out and have some fun tonight on the town with my good friend Andy. But tomorrow I will try to stay up all day and be ready to do my job the best I can on Sunday, because there'll be a lot of moving parts, man. You remember Saucy from being here last time. I mean, it's a great booth and such for us, but we will not have Ben Lieber on the sidelines. So there are going to be some things that they call on me for during the game that they normally wouldn't call on me for, and it's going to be my big chance to take Ben's job. So I'm going to really try to get some sleep on Saturday night. I shaved my head so I could look a little bit like him. I actually that's part of the stretching thing you were talking about with Paul, is I've been really trying to get taller and better looking.
Put some platforms on.
You know what I'm talking about. And Carly, if you got any ideas on that, I'd really appreciate that. I brought some candies, I believe is what they're called.
No, that's
okay.
What
now?
The shoes.
Well, I'm in England. It's jolly old England.
Did you get a sense from any of the Vikings professionals, like what their plan is for players and what their plan is?
I think exactly what I told you. Yeah. I mean, I do believe.
What you're doing. Okay.
Exactly. I think that's what they're encouraging everybody to do. It's really something. I can't even explain to you guys the amount of moving parts that there are over here. I mean, there's a group of people from the Vikings who've been here for a week, another group that have been here since Monday night, and then we got here this morning, obviously. So there's so much that goes into it. And then that's just the Vikings. Then you talk about the NFL, the amount of NFL people around here. Then you got the NFL Network around here. Then you've got the hotel staff and the extra security. Plus, there's, I don't know, maybe, Jared, maybe 100 kids over there playing flag football right now on the grounds, as well as the NFL's got a big initiative over here to teach the kids about football. So about American football, I should say. So I just can't believe everything that has gone into, even on a Friday morning happening here today, everything that's gone into it, and everybody's top notch so far. So it's a really fun thing to see, and really, really a cool thing to be a part of.
Well, and this is also, Hawk, this is the start of 3 straight games in London. Jacksonville plays there twice. And that's why, as we've talked with Lieber all week, is the guy who does, I think, play-by-play for Jacksonville. They're on their bye this week. He's doing the game with him, right? So there are 3 straight weeks of London games starting on Sunday.
That's exactly right. Yeah. And for Westwood One. Yeah. And so Ben, Ben's he's very excited about that as well. He'll be on our pregame and our postgame as well. And I might have him join me during halftime as well. But he's pretty excited, man. He loves doing this kind of thing. He's
great
loves
at it.
Jumping on as the colored commentary, the analyst, I guess is what you call it. So a lot of people doing a lot of different things and wearing a lot of different hats. It's fun, man. And PA, we dropped him off at the hotel. He was supposed to get back on the bus with us and come back over here, but he must have zonked out because he didn't jump on the first bus. So he'll be doing, I believe, the first hour of his show from where I'm sitting as well.
We had Mr. Z on. I don't know if you heard it, but we've had him on for years. And you and I always talk about this when we have him on and after we have him on is how, he's for the movie business. He loves the movie business. That's his business, right?
Yeah.
He basically said the Joker movie is terrible.
Did he really?
Wow.
Yeah.
He said it was a musical.
Yeah, there's 7 songs in it.
7 full
Well,
length.
he didn't say it was a musical, but he said there's
7
so
songs,
many
yeah.
songs.
If you have 7 full length songs in the movie, that's
it's
a musical.
Yeah.
Do they dub English accents over their movies over there, Hawk? Do you know?
They absolutely do. In fact, I've been talked to about a couple of
jet lagged.
A couple of people have already recruited me to try to do that thing because they want me to do the Irish accent for the Irish translation.
Well, you've got that nailed.
No, I certainly do. And sometimes it's Scottish, sometimes it's Irish. And they said that's just fine.
Yeah.
So I'll be jumping back and forth. And they love it when you do that over here. As you remember, Sauce, when I went out on the street and I almost got beat up by about 5 people. So they love that.
The one guy, you said, how do you know I'm not from England? He said, your hat. And I think you were wearing
you're wearing a ball cap.
Yeah, your ball cap.
I'm sorry.
Were you wearing that Lady Mary hat that you got for me? That brown?
No, you threw that away, didn't you?
No, I did not. It's in your prize vault.
Prize vault.
It's in my what now?
Is that a euphemism?
Your special cabinet.
What
I'm
else
going
is
to tweet.
in that special?
Will you guys do me a favor real quick?
Yeah.
I'm going to hit send on a tweet right now.
Yeah.
And I want you guys to see a window display about 2 blocks from the hotel where we're staying in jolly old London town.
Right.
You will not believe it because I swear to you, and you'll see it. I mean, this is me standing in front of the poster, a window display for a clothing store in a mall right by where we're staying. And look what it says on the T-shirt the little girl is wearing in the mall display in England.
Oh, no, you're
Apple Valley.
Wow.
Yeah.
National League basketball champs.
I know.
1987. What? Minnesota.
Okay.
I know. You got to go on Twitter. It's Chris_Hockey.
What is?
There you go. Represent.
I'm so confused.
I'm so confused as well.
Because what's the
that
National League basketball?
Yeah, what is that?
They made all of that up. They've just Googled a city and a phrase and a state. Mm-hmm. And they thought, well, no American is ever going to see this, especially not a Minnesotan.
How about that?
That's very random. And the colors, it's like pink and green. So it's not like it's Apple Valley High School.
And like 1987, we actually did something. Like the Twins actually won that year.
Well,
Exactly.
It's Apple Valley.
It says 87 on the bottom, but 82 on the side.
Basketball League champs, Apple Valley.
Do you know who won
National League?
the high school
National League
basketball championship in 1987 in Minnesota?
Guess who? Apple Valley.
Guess who?
Dundas.
Bloomington.
Yeah.
Jefferson.
Oh, that's
Jaguars.
No
Yeah.
Kevin
That was Kevin Lynch. Yeah, that was Lynchy for sure.
Exactly.
That was Lynchy for sure.
That's close to Apple Valley.
Yeah.
Sure.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Apple Valley
weird.
wouldn't win until 2013. So
I knew. That goes without saying.
That was the little brother of Bloomington.
We all knew that.
Yeah, we all
But
knew
isn't that weird, man?
That's
that's
crazy.
like one of the first things I saw when I left the hotel a little bit ago. And by the way, do you like what the Rock is cooking eyebrow razor?
Yeah, that's good.
That's pretty
Really adds the intrigue.
You do
Thank
look
you.
like you got a lot of sleep, though. You don't look like, hell.
Well, I'm used to feeling like I feel right now.
Yeah,
You know what
well,
I mean?
you look great.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Well, I can't wait for you to pull a hockey on Andy tonight.
I'm not going to do that to
Yes,
my good
you
friend
are.
Andy.
Yes, you are.
Please don't out me on the air. It's hard to pull a hockey when people are expecting you to pull a hockey.
Yeah, correct. But
We're
yeah.
always expecting you to
Yeah,
pull
you're-
hockey. It's not a secret.
You're about to pull a hockey on this segment.
Yeah, I am. You're exactly right.
Yeah. You're the best, buddy. Enjoy. I'll talk to you down the line on Sunday when we do the pregame at 7:15 local time.
That sounds real good, and I'll try to get as much stuff for you guys as possible to give you some things to talk about on Monday as well. But enjoy the show. It sounds like you got plenty of people to talk about, so I'm going to hand this microphone over to Jarrett and go lay down in the grass and do Grass Angels in London.
All right, Jared's joining us.
We love you.
Love you, Hawk.
Bring us
I love
back
you guys.
something fun.
I'm going to bring you back
t-shirt.
crabs just like last time.
Oh, they can be fun.
You asked for it. You asked.
Wow.
Love you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
That's Chris Hockey. He's live in London. We'll come back. Zacho will lead us in the news. Maxo is now here. Carly's here. We will play the initials game at 8:15. Maxo will host. Parrish, Marney, Carly, me, and Zacho will all play. It's a Friday on the Power Trip right here on The Fan.
The Fan.